Hello everyone, today we will talk about Custom List View. Custom List View is a cross-platform and powerful list. Each of the platforms includes a built-in list view control. It is called the table view in B4i. In both B4a and B4i, the native list views are optimized for very large lists. They can show any number of items because the items are recycled. The problem with the native list view, and especially in B4a, is that it is very difficult to customize it. And for that reason, Custom List View was created. It's a custom implementation based on scroll view. When XUI library was released, a new version of Custom List View was released, named X Custom List View. This is the latest version, and this is the version that you should use. It is more powerful than the older Custom List View, and it is cross-platform. It's the exact same class, can be used from B4a, B4i, and B4j. If you are showing up to 1000 or a few thousand items, then Custom List View should be the default option. If you are showing more than a few thousand items, then you can use Custom List View with lazy loading. Search the forum, you will find it. And I would say that if you need to show a list with more than 10,000 items, then Custom List View will probably be too slow. You need to test it. It might be good enough with lazy loading. Don't confuse between the class module of X Custom List View and the internal library. The internal library is based on the old Custom List View class. So you should see a Custom List View module. You can see that it is based on XUI. Don't add a reference to Custom List View library, which is based on the old non-cross-platform code. Custom List View is fully customizable, as you can see in this list of cards. This example is available in the forum. It works very good with the designer. You can create a layout for each type of items, and this makes it easy to handle changes. For example, if the orientation changes. It is based on XUI and is cross-platform. There are built-in animations when items are inserted and removed. Each item can be of a different height, and the list can be either vertical or horizontal. Note that you can put several lists together, so like you can have one vertical list and another horizontal list. There is built-in support for text items with the add text item method. The item height will be large enough to show the text. This is useful if you have a long text to show and you want to allow the user to scroll it. It supports lazy loading with the visible range changed event. This means that you are only creating the layouts of the visible items, and you can optionally remove the layouts of invisible items. It is open source and written in B4X. This is very important. It means that you can customize it if you need. There are several modifications that you can find in the forum. Let's see some of them. A custom list view with an animated header. The title becomes smaller when the user scrolls down. A list with an expandable list where each item can be expanded or collapsed. And a list with floating titles. Let's create an example. The first thing to do is to add the CustomListView class module. And to add a reference to XUI. We also need to add a reference to string utils. And now we are ready. At some point it will be added as an internal library, though there is no real difference. Let's create our main layout. Custom list view should appear as a custom view. You can see the properties over here: the divider color, divider height, pressed color. This color appears when the user clicks on an item, the animation duration, and the list orientation. I'm also removing the default background. I don't think that we need it. I'm creating another layout, and all items will be based on this new layout. We will have two checkboxes. Let's connect. We'll add a button and an image view. Anchored to the right. The button should be in the middle. This checkbox top is 60 and its height is 50, so each item will be 120 dips. We'll see it in a second. There are 4 images. I will load them into a list. You can copy and paste the name like this. The width will be the activity width, and the height 120 dips. Now I'm loading the item layout. Let's go back to the layout and add reference for the various for these views. And an event for this, for the button. Whenever you load a layout, the global variables point to the last view with the relevant name that was loaded. So after this call, checkbox 1 will point to the last checkbox 1 view that was added. There are all kinds of ways to organize or to access the different views. In this case, I will use a custom type. Like this. Let's create a few items. CLV, add, create item. Before we need to create the item value. The image will be images get iMod when we add an item to custom list view, we are adding a panel and the item's value. This can be any object we like. In this case, we are adding the same custom type. Let's try it. Not bad. We'll change the panel of the color of each panel. Let's set it to white. Try it again. Okay. We should push the image a few pixels down. Okay, it looks good. Now we want to clear the checkboxes of the current item when we press on the clear button. And this is done with okay, we need to get item from view. And the view is the sender keyword. This returns the index of the item that this button, in this case, belongs to. Now we can get the value with let's try it. And it works. The next step is to go over all the items and log which items are checked and which items are not checked. I will add a menu item for this. I'm not using for each here because I want to have the index as well. Let's try it. And it works. That will be it for the custom list view tutorial.